Welcome back to BRMC's Healthy Connections. We've been talking with Linda Duran, paramedic at the hospital, and talking about the new community paramedic program. Linda, it's just an incredible program and so necessary. Let's talk a little bit more. We were talking about just before the break about resources in this area and the fact that I'm going to throw one out there right now. I know that the Muruck Family Education Center on Aging has a wonderful resource guide that they've compiled, and it lists all sorts of services that are available in the area. That house is open 9 to 4 Monday through Friday, and those are free. Just stop in or give them a call at 508-3880, and they'd be happy to send you one. So
we use those guides
and
frequently.
You use those guides.
Yes, we do.
So,
we do.
Yeah.
The Muruck House is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We run into a large number of people, and if you have anybody who has been ill for any period of time, you know that the cost of medications can bankrupt you.
Astronomical. Yeah,
it's unreal.
Mm-hmm.
They have actually resources that they can use to go research to see if they can find mechanisms and ways to get your medications without
breaking the bank.
Without breaking the bank.
Quite literally, so you don't have to, do I eat or take my
medication?
Do I eat
or do I take my medication? Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and I know that they've compiled that list of different pharmaceutical companies that are willing to work with you or that will send it to you lower priced. And,
right.
And they've got just a wealth of information, so it's important.
All of our houses
at
the hospital are tremendous wealths of information.
Yep.
Every single one of them. Our diabetes center, our Schliemann Center for women, all of our houses.
Pike's Cancer Support House is there, and they've got literature available on every cancer that's now known.
Oh, wow.
And there are so many, yeah. Regina Ellis is the coordinator there, and she's put together and compiled all of this information about various cancers. It's amazing.
See, now you're teaching me new things.
It's amazing.
Well, not only our houses at the hospital, but talking about the resources, the food bank, of North Central Arkansas, Jeff Quick and his bunch do an amazing job.
They certainly do.
Their Bridge Bash is incredible. We come across so many people who literally have bare cupboards.
I bet you do.
And that resource is invaluable to this area. I don't care what your age is, or how many family members you have, what have you. They have a program that will help you one way or the other.
Right.
Our Christian Clinic, the Area Agency on Aging, that's just a few of them that I'm just coming up with off the top of my head. And we just and that doesn't even begin to start to cover all the resources that we have available in this area.
Right. And it's wonderful, this resource guide, because people, rather than trying to go through the phone book or where do I go? What do I do?
Who do I
reach?
call? Exactly.
Exactly. This is all right there in one great compact brochure.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
Give them that number again.
508-3880. I have all the houses memorized, and I'm thinking, now did I just give them the right house?
Let's hope so.
That's the right one.
While we're talking, I want to throw out our community paramedic number as well.
Okay, good.
It's 508-7475.
7475.
7475. And if you need more information, we're happy to sit down and talk with you. We'll point you in the right direction. If you or a family member or a neighbor or whomever that you might have in your life, if you think they would benefit from us coming to see them, doing whatever we can do to help them, we're more than happy to do that.
And there is no charge for this program.
That's what most people find really hard to believe, is the fact that there is no charge for this at this particular point. I'm not going to say that there won't ever be.
Right. It may have to.
It may have to change at some point. But right now, the benefit outweighs the fact that we would want to charge for this service right now.
Well, and what you're seeing too, we've talked about some of this before too. Some of the reasons that people come to the emergency room, they have no one to socialize with. They're lonely. This is one of the reasons people pick up the phone, and in their mind, many times it's legitimate, or I don't feel well. No, you don't. But they'll come in by ambulance, and there are other folks that are really need
Well,
the ER.
you know,
So,
a lot of that too, Donna, could be the fact that maybe a lot of these individuals don't have a family physician.
yeah,
You know, and
true.
we can help with that. We can help them to work through that process of being able to find a primary caregiver, primary care physician.
Get a good checkup. Get on the right medications.
Absolutely,
Yes.
get on that right track.
Yeah.
You know, it's you know, the emergency department is a wonderful thing if you need it.
Exactly.
You know, if you need it,
Yeah.
absolutely, it's a wonderful thing. But it shouldn't necessarily be used for or as a replacement for your family doctor.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if a person needs help working through that process, we're more than happy to do that.
And that's the key to all of this. They're right there to help them work through the process, find what their needs are, and make sure they're getting what they really need.
Well, and the best part about it is that we get to follow up with them.
Can you share some stories?
What kind of stories?
Well, with some of the patients that you've been.
We have got instances where both, say, a husband and a wife, at one time or the other, have both used our services.
Oh boy.
You know, our success rate on this, it sounds like we've seen a tremendous number of patients, and when it all comes down to it, we really haven't since about the 5th of March,
I was going to say, this is a relatively new program.
It's a new program,
yeah.
And we've only been going since about the 5th of March. But since then, we've seen somewhere around 130, 140 patients with.
Those are good numbers.
Those are pretty good numbers.
Pretty good numbers, Linda.
Pretty good.
You bet.
Well, the better number for that would be the success rate number. And I'm going to throw this out there. We've had about a 90% success rate with the people that we have gone to perform our home visits with.
That's awesome.
90% of those folks that we have gone to see, we have prevented them from being readmitted back into the hospital. So we're pretty proud of that.
Yes, you know, and should be. I mean, these are people that are getting excellent care, and it keeps them from needlessly coming back into the hospital,
which is where they don't want to be in the first place.
They don't want to be there. But I know that you've brought together folks with their churches that they've just kind of fallen through the cracks somewhat.
You know, that's kind of how we define ourselves right now. People ask us, are you this organization or are you this organization? No, we're the organization that picks up the folks that kind of fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't qualify for the area agency on aging. Maybe you don't qualify for one of the home health agencies or our Baxter Regional Home Health Agency. Maybe you don't meet those criteria,
right.
But you still need some help.
And that's absolutely the niche. You've found the perfect niche, because I was going to mention that with the home health. This isn't taking away from home health.
Absolutely
in the
not.
least. I know oftentimes you work hand in hand.
Yes.
But it's definitely an area that those folks have just, right, kind of on the cusp, have just fallen through the cracks because they didn't meet, as you said, this criteria or that. And that's, once again, we go back to the resource guide that's available and different information through even the Area Agency on Aging or the Muroc Family Education Center on Aging. So those kind of things can definitely help someone find how to close that gap. So,
we hope so. We'll do our best to help anybody in just about any way we can.
Well, I know you do. I know you're out there every day hobbling around.
Hobbling around. Don't look at my foot.
Do not look at her foot. You're doing great. We were all in PT together. So.
We have been. We have been sharing our time together in physical therapy.
Time.
Absolutely.
So, well, Linda, it's been a delight to have you on the show.
I'm so glad you asked me.
Would you please share that number again, how people can reach?
I will. It's 508-7475.
Okay.
And that will, someone will answer that phone. I won't guarantee that it will be me.
Yeah.
It could be one of our dispatchers. It could be whomever is working in the office that day, but someone will answer your phone.
There's no limit on age for this?
No, there's not.
There's no restrictions. I mean,
It's not income based. It's not age based. There are no restrictions at all.
Which is wonderful.
If you need us, then we'll be there.
No. And we have, because once again, people don't always know about not only the 4 community houses, but let's say someone was having issues where our Center for Individual and Family Development could come in, or it needed some psychiatric care. I mean, it's all there. We've got it all. It's like a huge puzzle.
Exactly.
It's all out there. It's putting all those pieces together, framing it out. That's what Community Paramedics has done. They've framed it all out, and you're filling in all those pieces. So
that's a pretty good way to put
all
that.
right, well,
I'm going to use that.
You're a puzzle solver. So, all right. Come back and join us again real soon, will you?
I'd be happy to.
All
Thanks
right.
so much for having us.
Thanks for sharing all that wonderful information about the community paramedics.
You are very welcome.
Please join us again next week for BRMC's Healthy Connections. Until then, have a wonderful week.